What if Europe was attacked? Here's how it would fight back. It begins not with explosions, but with silence. A normal morning across Europe. Paris wakes slowly, Berlin trains move exactly on time, Rome breathes through its ancient streets, Amsterdam cycles glide across quiet roads. Nothing feels wrong. Until suddenly, everything is. Phones vibrate, screens light up, emergency alerts. Not local, not small, continental. Something has happened, something big. The first signal. Airspace begins to close. Flights are diverted mid-air. Military frequencies activate. Satellites shift focus. Within minutes, governments across Europe stop everything. Meetings are called. Systems awaken. Because this isn't a warning anymore. It's real. The moment everything changes. Across Europe, a single message spreads. Defense protocols activated. Not in one country, not in two, but across an entire continent. Sirens don't scream everywhere. There is no chaos. Instead, something far more powerful happens. Control, precision, preparation. Europe doesn't panic. Unlike what movies show, Europe doesn't collapse into fear. It becomes organized. Transport systems adjust instantly. Public communication channels activate. Authorities guide people calmly. Because Europe has prepared for this, not just with weapons, but with systems. A continent connects. In a matter of hours, something invisible takes shape. A network. Countries that speak different languages, follow different cultures, and carry different histories suddenly act like one. Data flows between borders. Intelligence is shared instantly. Decisions are no longer isolated. They are unified. The real power of Europe. Europe's strength is not just in numbers. It's not just tanks, jets, or ships. It's coordination. Imagine dozens of highly advanced nations operating like a single system. Air defense systems align, surveillance expands, response units prepare. Everything is calculated. Nothing is random. The invisible war. Before anything happens on the ground, the first battle begins where no one can see. In signals, in data, in cyberspace. Systems are protected. Networks are shielded. Every attempt to disrupt is met with resistance. Because modern war is not just physical, it's digital, and Europe is ready for both. Defense, not chaos. Across cities, life changes but doesn't stop. Trains still move, hospitals remain open, emergency systems are ready. People are informed, not terrified. Because the goal is not panic, it's stability. Allies move. Europe is not isolated. It is connected to some of the strongest alliances in the world. As the situation escalates, support begins to form, not loudly, not dramatically, but steadily. Because in global conflict, power is not just local, it is collective. The balance of power. Here's what most people don't understand. Europe is not weak, and it is not alone. It has advanced economies, highly trained forces, cutting-edge technology, strong alliances, but more importantly, it has experience. History has shaped it, wars have tested it, and lessons have been learned. Strategy over reaction. Europe doesn't rush blindly. Every move is calculated, every decision measured, because reacting emotionally is not strength. Thinking ahead is. The people, the true core. But beyond all systems, technology, and strategies, there is something even stronger: the people. Cities remain calm, communities support each other. There is no collapse, no uncontrolled fear, because stability is part of the culture, and in crisis, That matters more than anything. The turning point. Time passes, the initial shock fades, and something else replaces it. Confidence. Because now the system is fully active. The response is no longer forming, it is operating. And this is where the difference becomes clear. Europe is not reacting anymore, it is responding. Why Europe is hard to break. To attack Europe is not like attacking one country. It is facing multiple strong nations, unified defense systems, global alliances, advanced infrastructure. Breaking one part does not collapse the whole, because everything is connected. Unity, the real weapon. This is where Europe becomes powerful, not because of force alone, but because of unity. Countries that once stood divided now stand together. Decisions are shared, responsibility is shared, strength is shared, and that changes everything. The reality check. Europe is not perfect. It has challenges, differences, limitations. But in moments like this, those differences fade, because survival and stability come first. The shift. As the situation continues, control strengthens, systems adapt, people adjust, and slowly, the fear that started everything begins to lose its power. What this really shows. This is not just about war, this is about structure, preparation, and unity. Because the real strength of Europe is not just how it fights, but how it holds together. Final message. So what happens if Europe is attacked? It doesn't fall overnight. It doesn't break easily. It doesn't stand alone. It responds. It organizes. It unites. Because in the end, Europe's greatest defense is not just its power, but the fact that it stands together.